What's up, guys? So I just got some interesting. Well, actually, I just got on my computer, right? As you can see, I just pulled up my YouTube, and what pops up at the bottom of my recommended list? Supreme Court just gave YouTube no excuses to keep this system. No more copyright strikes. Let's see what this is about, guys. This might be huge. This might actually be massive.
Oh, but wait, I don't have any Zionite. I can't build the bus! No, it's the end of the world!
On March 25, 2026, the Supreme Court unanimously ruled that Cox Communications, an ISP that knowingly let subscribers pirate music for years, is not liable for contributory copyright infringement. Not because Cox behaved well, it didn't.
Ooh.
Cox maintained a 13-strike policy the district court
What
called
is
an
that?
elaborate sham.
What is
Internal
Cox? I
emails
don't know what
showed
that
a
is.
company culture summarized by one
I know
employee's
what
blunt
that. Shut up.
notation,
I know. I
DMCA
don't know what it
equals
is.
reactivate.
All right.
Cox blacklisted an entire copyright enforcement company to avoid processing infringement notices. It was, by any reasonable measure, a bad actor. And the Supreme Court still said that's not enough. Cox Communication versus Sony Music Entertainment held that providing a general purpose service with knowledge that some users will infringe copyright is not contributory infringement. Period.
Okay.
Liability requires something more, either active inducement of infringement or providing a service that is designed for infringement and lacks substantial lawful uses. Internet access is neither. The court dismantled the knowledge plus material contribution framework that lower courts had applied for over 50 years and replaced it with a two-track test that general purpose platforms will almost never fail. This is a case about an ISP, but its most important consequences are for you and YouTube. Why YouTube's three strikes policy exists and why the reason just evaporated. YouTube's three-strike copyright system is not a product of altruism or corporate responsibility. It is a compliance mechanism built to satisfy a single statutory provision, 17 USC Section 512I, which
Exactly, bro. The whole point of copyrights was never for the content creator. It never had anything to do with us. It was all for the ones at the very top, so they can control what comes in and how much they get paid and how much more they can make if they control that part of the aspect of uploading and content creation. Because think about it, right? If they can take one video, right? Let's say it's a video that praises the president, right? And if there's somebody out there working at the top of YouTube that just does not like the president, they can just, you know, anytime somebody makes a video about it, they can claim that it's copyright from somebody else. Even if you followed all the guidelines, you can still get copyright struck by YouTube. That happened to me a bunch of times. It'd be old stuff that I had like grew up with that I watched, or it'd be my own music or my own videos that they'll copyright strike me on. Now make that make sense. I make my own music videos, and they still copyright strike it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, let's see what they talking about these days. Let's see what has changed, because I'm tired of getting copyright strike for everything that I do, for all the information I find. So let's see what they say. And if it's anything really good, which I would, by the title of the video itself, it should be really good. So we'll see. And definitely y'all give Lawful Masses with Leonard French a follow. I'm gonna give him a like right now and subscribe so I can keep up with this. And we're gonna get right back to the video.
conditions the DMCA safe harbor on having a policy that provides for the termination in appropriate circumstances of subscribers and account holders who are repeat infringers. The logic was straightforward. Without DMCA safe harbor, YouTube faces secondary copyright liability for the content its users upload. To keep the safe harbor, YouTube must terminate repeat infringers. To demonstrate it terminates repeat infringers, YouTube built the 3-strike system. 3 copyright strikes in 90 days, and your channel is permanently deleted, along with every video you ever uploaded and every subscriber you ever earned. Before Cox, this was load-bearing architecture. The DMCA safe harbor was the wall between YouTube and potentially ruinous copyright lawsuits. The 3-strike policy was a brick that held up that wall. Lose that safe harbor, face the lawsuits. Simple. Cox changed the equation. If general-purpose platforms cannot face contributory copyright liability regardless of their knowledge of user infringement, and YouTube is unquestionably a general-purpose platform, then the underlying threat that made 3 strikes necessary has diminished significantly. The DMCA safe harbor is still valuable to YouTube because YouTube hosts content and faces potential direct infringement claims, but the contributory liability sword that hung over the platform's head, the Supreme Court just sheathed it. Cox's own attorney conceded at oral argument that after this ruling, the safe harbor provision wouldn't do anything at all for conduit ISPs. For hosting platforms like YouTube, the safe harbor still matters, but it matters less. And the 3-strike policy that was built to protect it, YouTube now has room to rethink it from the ground up. The human cost of 3 strikes. To understand why this matters, you have to understand what the current system does to real people. A YouTube creator who receives 3 copyright strikes in the 90-day window loses everything. Not just the disputed video, the entire channel. Every video, every subscriber, every comment, every community post, years of work deleted. And YouTube bans the creator from starting a new channel.
Yep.
For full-time creators whose livelihoods depend on their channels, a 3rd strike is a professional
This is my
death
second
sentence.
channel.
The U.S. Copyright Office's own 2020 Section 512 study found the notice and takedown system unbalanced, tilted towards right holders at the expense of users with legitimate fair use claims. Content is removed before any fair use analysis. Counter notifications take 10 to 14 business days, during which the content stays down, and the creator lives under the threat that a wrong guess about fair use or a bad faith claim by a rights holder could end their career. The chilling effect is real and pervasive. Creators self-censor. They avoid incorporating copyrighted material even when their use is clearly transformative. Commentary, criticism, education, parody. Video essayists skip visual references. Music commentators avoid playing the songs they're analyzing. Creators who cover news, law...
And that right there is so freaking annoying because I can't. So many creators want to review more music or review their favorite artists, and we can't because of the way YouTube has had its copyright set up. We just can't review music. But then we'll see other people like No Life Shack and guys like that reviewing music constantly on a daily basis, and we're just like, we can't review what we want to review from our favorite artists. And then you come to find out, right? What you did your video on, they did their video on the same artist for the exact same song, like Glorb, for instance. I did a video on Glorb before the second part of once he dropped the second half of the Bikini Bottom Heist. I did a review on that video as soon as it dropped. It got copyright strike in 27 minutes. It was copyright struck, not by Glorb, but by YouTube itself. And then I wake up the next day and go on YouTube, and No Life Shacks done reacted to the exact same music video and said basically the exact same thing I just said, except I got copyright struck. It got taken down off my channel. Now make that make sense. No Life Shaq's already made it. He's already making thousands of dollars a month just doing this, just reacting to music videos. He's not making content like we are. Go to his channel. He might play some Call of Duty or some 2K every now and again. For the most part, he's reacting to music straight up every single day. That's why I stopped watching his videos because it's literally the same thing every single time. Nothing changes. He updates his intro a little bit, changes the intro just a little bit. That's it. Nothing changes. It's like, yes, I'm not on camera, but I'm not on camera because, one, I don't have any good lighting in my room. And then two, my camera's not very good. So until that happens, my camera will be off during my streams. But back to the point, it's just not fair. It's just not, it just hasn't been fair for a long time on how they've been doing this.
Or pop culture walk on eggshells around copyrighted clips, even when their use falls squarely within fair use.
And that, true. And I can't say anything political. I can't speak my mind on how I feel about anything going on, whether it's the right or the left, whether it's the black community or not, whether it's North Carolina or it's Israel or it's Palestine or it's Florida. Like, I can't say anything because I'm terrified that as soon as I do, my page is just going to get deleted. Everything's going to get deleted again. And this ain't my first page. Like I said earlier, this ain't my first page. You know? And every time I find a good video on what's going on in the Middle East, an update on what's going on in the Middle East, and I want to do a video on it, I have to stop and think. If I do this, will I get copyright striked for reacting and speaking on and making a new video that hasn't been done on what's going on overseas? Will I get copyright strike for that somehow? Even though it's completely new content. Completely new content. Will I get copyright strike? Answer is yes. Yes. Or at least it was a yes. We'll see here soon.
The system punishes risk-taking, and in a creative economy, risk-taking is the whole point.
Exactly.
Meanwhile, Content ID, YouTube's automated fingerprinting system, handles 98 to 99% of copyright management on the platform, entirely outside the DMCA strike framework. Content ID scans every upload against over 50 million reference files and lets rights holders choose to monetize, track, or block. About 90% choose.
And that's the dumbest part. Because they can see. So basically what I'm hearing him say is, if you upload a video with a title of something that's just kind of similar, you know what I'm saying? Like maybe one or two keywords that's the same as another video that's got uploaded. And then all those videos get sent back to the same primary creator. Even if you give out, the kudos in the video, ask them, send them a message. 99% of the time, when I send people messages on here to react, can I react to your video? They don't respond at all. So I go, okay, if they're not responding to me, they're not responding to anybody. Not true. Very not true. They're looking for very specific creators to respond to their video, which is wrong. Everybody should be able to respond to anybody's videos. If you want to react to one of my videos, go ahead. Perfectly fine with it. Say what you want about it. I'm still going to be me at the end of the day. So But I'm not here to react to other people's videos and tear them down. Now, if it's something I feel strongly about, I'll tell you that. And I'll give you a warning in the beginning of the video. This is going to be a video that you might not like. If you agree with X, Y, and Z, then you probably shouldn't watch this video. And if you're cool with it, then let's keep rolling. Like, that's how I'll start them videos off. Otherwise, it'll be like this. Hey, how are you? Hope everybody's having a good day. And let's get rolling. But yeah, he's exactly right.
Used to monetize. Content ID claims don't generate copyright strikes, they direct revenue. The system that actually manages copyright on YouTube is not the three-strike system or block. About 90% choose to monetize. Content ID and fingerprinting system handles 98 to 99% of copyright management on the platform, entirely outside the DMCA strike framework. Content ID scans every upload against over 50 million reference files and lets rights holders choose to monetize, track, or block. About 90% choose to monetize. Content ID claims don't generate copyright strikes, they direct revenue. The system that actually manages copyright on YouTube is not the three-strike system. The three-strike system is a compliance artifact layered on top of it. What YouTube could actually do now.
I didn't know that.
Cox doesn't force YouTube to change anything, but it removes the legal risk that prevented the change.
On top of all of it.
Here's what a reformed copyright strike system could look like. This is not a fantasy, but a reasonable policy that would survive legal scrutiny under the new standard.
Okay.
Raise the strike threshold. 3 strikes in 90 days is an extraordinarily unforgiving system for a platform where creators publish multiple videos per week and copyright law is genuinely ambiguous. A 5-strike or even 7-strike system would give creators meaningful breathing room while still allowing YouTube to terminate persistent, deliberate infringers. The statute requires only that the policy provide for termination in appropriate circumstances. It does not prescribe a number. Courts have accepted policies far more lenient than YouTube's current one. In Capitol Records v. Vimeo, the court found Vimeo's policy reasonable even though it treated multiple notices arriving within a 3-day window as one incident. Reduce the current strike window. The current 90-day window means a creator who receives 2 strikes in January starts each new video in February knowing a single additional claim, even a frivolous one, will destroy their channel. Reducing the window to 30 days would reduce the pressure without eliminating accountability. It would also align better with the reality that copyright disputes are slow. Require fair use screening before a strike issues. This is the most consequential reform and the hardest to implement. Under the current system, a DMCA takedown request generates a strike immediately. Fair use is only considered after the fact if the creator files a counter notification. This is backwards. The Ninth Circuit held in Lentz v. Universal Music that rights holders must consider fair use before sending a takedown notice, but there's no enforcement mechanism.
Imagine. That's like, I'll put it like this. That's like that's like evicting somebody from their house before the 30 days is up for eviction notice. That's exactly what that's like. That's exactly like evicting somebody from their house before the 30-day eviction notice is up.
And rights holders routinely ignore this obligation. YouTube could build one. Before a formal strike issues, YouTube could flag the claim for a fair use review, automated or human, and withhold the strike if the use appears transformative. This would require investment, but YouTube already employs thousands of content moderators and has sophisticated content analysis tools. You could separate the Content ID and the strike system entirely. Content ID claims already don't generate strikes, but the two systems interact in ways that create confusion and fear. A bright line separation with clear communication to creators that automated Content ID matches can never lead to a channel termination would reduce the chilling effect significantly. You could adopt neutral third-party dispute resolution.
Abraham Lincoln united a nation that was deeply divided. He gave his life.
PEX has already partnered with WIPO's Arbitration and Mediation Center to provide exactly this for copyright disputes. YouTube could integrate a similar system, replacing the current framework where the accusing rights holder effectively decides the outcome. A neutral arbiter, considering both the claims and the fair use defense before a strike is confirmed, would be a structural improvement over the status quo. None of these reforms would violate Section 512I. The statute requires a policy that terminates repeat infringers in appropriate circumstances, not necessarily a 3-strike policy or a 90-day window or immediate termination upon a third complaint. Courts have consistently held that reasonable implementation is a flexible standard. And after Cox, even if a court found YouTube's reformed policy didn't satisfy Section 512I, the contributory liability exposure that made the safe harbor essential has been dramatically reduced. What this could mean for content creation? If YouTube moved in this direction, the effects would ripple across the entire creator economy. YouTube is the platform that sets the standard. Its copyright policies influence how every other platform structures its own systems: TikTok, Instagram, Twitch. A more forgiving strike system would unlock categories of content that are currently too risky to produce at scale. Long-form video essays that analyze copyrighted films, music, and art, the kind of content that is almost always fair use but frequently triggers claims, would become safer to create. Music commentary and reaction content, which currently operates in a gray zone where a single aggressive rights holder can threaten a creator's entire career, would have more room to breathe. News commentary that incorporates copyrighted footage, a practice protected by fair use but routinely flagged by automated systems, would carry less existential risk. The broader effect would be a shift in creative incentives. The current system rewards creators who avoid copyrighted material entirely, who make content in a vacuum, disconnected from the broader culture they're commenting on. A reform system would reward creators who engage with copyrighted works in transformative ways, exactly the kind of creative output that copyright's fair use doctrine is designed to protect. The law already says this content is legal. The platform's enforcement system just hasn't caught up. There is a reasonable counterargument. Rights holders worry that relaxed enforcement will increase piracy and erode the revenue streams that fund creative work in the first place. This concern's not frivolous.
False. Well, for the most part, most of us, we're doing content creation because we like to create content. We're not trying to be the next Asmongold. We're not trying to be the next, RQXC or whatever. We're not trying to be AMP, you know? We're not trying to be like that. We do content because we like to do it. That's what. That's it. Yes, we would like to make a little bit of money while we do it. Just to, help fund where we live. I mean, shoot, I got a mortgage and lot rent, It's not just regular rent. It's not rent. I pay for a whole house. I ain't got time to sit around and waste my time doing a whole bunch of nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not, I just need my content to be able to get out there. That's it. That's it. I'm not trying to power nobody. Like I said, I give you a shout out right in the video. Just like I did this very good man right here. Right in the video. And still get copy strike. For what? I made my own video, my own content with said video, told you it's a reaction to said video, and copyright strike for what? For reacting to a video. In which case, I see a lot of reactions to videos where they just sit there like this the whole time. Like I've seen multiple videos where they do that, and it never gets copyright stroke. It never gets taken down. Nothing. Nothing ever happens to them. They ain't add nothing to the video except their face. You know, it's crazy how we are. It's crazy how
Cox, the Content ID monetization system generates billions of dollars for rights holders annually, and it depends on a credible enforcement backdrop. But the counter-argument has limits. Content ID handles the vast majority of copyright management on YouTube already. The three-strike system is a blunt instrument layered on top of a sophisticated one, and blunting it further doesn't mean abandoning copyright enforcement. It means calibrating enforcement to distinguish between piracy and fair use, between bad actors and good faith actors. The time is now.
Hope so.
As of mid-April 2026, no major platform has publicly announced any policy changes in response to Cox. The decision is 2 weeks old, but the legal landscape has shifted beneath the existing architecture, and the platforms know it. 2 days after Cox, X's lawyers told a Nashville federal court that the copyright theories in a pending music publisher's lawsuit fail as a matter of law under the new standard. Meta invoked Cox in its defense against Epidemic Sound. The court issued a GVR order vacating a $46.7 million verdict against Grande Communications, another ISP, and the record label's $2.6 billion suit against Verizon faces the same headwinds. The content industry's litigation strategy against intermediaries, built on the knowledge plus material contribution theory the court just eliminated, is in disarray.
Crazy.
The RIAA's Mitch Glazier responded by calling on policymakers to look closely at the impact of this ruling.
So you mean to tell me that these policymakers are expecting all of us, content creators, they're expecting all of us to just be able to write down the script, right, for a 4-minute song, but then speak more than 4 minutes on the 4-minute song? Essentially is what's happening. So if you get a 30-minute video, you're supposed to speak more than 30 minutes on that video. That's what they want to happen. That just ain't how it works, man. It just don't work that way.
That's the signal. The fight moves to Congress. If platforms visibly relax enforcement before rights holders can secure legislative backup, the window for reform may be narrow. Right now, the window is open. YouTube has the legal room, the technical infrastructure, and the competitive incentive to build a copyright system that distinguishes between pirates and creators. Cox v. Sony didn't require it, but for the first time in the platform's history, nothing in the law prevents it either. That's where things stand. I'm Leonard French, your favorite copyright attorney, and I want to hear what you think. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Should YouTube raise the strike count? Should they require fair use review before a strike lands? Should they scrap the whole system and start over? Tell me. Lawful Masses runs on community support, and I'm grateful for every one of you who makes it possible. Special thanks to Evie, Ugly Grill, Tech Potato, the Blood-Soaked Survivors, and Kyle Seafring for their top-tier support. If you'd like to join them, head to patreon.com/ljfrench. One more thing. I've been building a web app that makes it dead simple to send a postcard to your congresspersons. If this ruling makes you think Congress needs to hear from creators, this is a way to do it. Check it out at postcardstocongress.org, and please send any feedback to support@postcardstocongress.org. Use coupon code JUST5 to send postcards to all 3 of your Congress critters for just $5. Until next time, I love you all. Have a great day. Bye.
There it is, guys. We got some new information. Hopefully some get changed. They make it a lot better for everybody, where everybody can make their own content without having to worry about being content striked at every single turn for putting out their own content. You see what I'm saying? Like, for me, look, I don't care if the big name content creators react to the same thing I react to. If I react to it first, I want to know that I reacted to it first. I wanted to show that I reacted to it first. I want to know. And I don't want to take it down. Because I hate getting to doing my work, doing my part, looking this stuff up, finding videos on it before everybody else even wakes up the next day to do a video on it. And then I go and go to work, get off work, come home to find out that all the content creators that I know that that I have followed in the past has now created a video on the same thing that I created a video on that got striked at 3 a.m. in the morning that morning. And then they make a video on it and never gets striked, taken down, disputed, nothing. Nothing. Right? And that's the messed up part. That ain't how YouTube used to be. And that's not how it ever should have been. Back in the day, when I started my YouTube, I mean, you can go back and look at the earliest video I got on there. My YouTube is older than that. This one. And I had 3. 2 of them got shut down for this exact thing right here that he's talking about. 2 of them. I'm on my 3rd one. And this one is as old. Well, the other 2 would have been as old as this one because I started all 3 at once. Started one for music, one for gaming, and one for reacts. And now I got one for all 3. Anyways, thank y'all for watching the video. Pow, pow, pow. You already know what's up. Now that we've seen this, that was some good information. And if you like that, like, subscribe, follow this guy. Excellent. Scott, obviously you can see he's got more videos you can watch. If I move my face out of the way here, obviously he's got more videos you can watch, you know. So appreciate y'all coming by, checking that out. And now it's time to go. We are switching gears. We are switching gears. It's time to start training, baby. Training, baby. Training on the road. Training on the road. Ooh. All right, here we go. We're training, baby. We're training. It is what it is, what it is. It is what it is, what it is, dog. We're training. So y'all see what it is? Y'all see who we do? Y'all see where we go? This is gonna be a good day. I'm happy to see that they're doing something about that copyright policy, that copyright strike policy, because that's just I hate it. I hate it. I always have. It's so freaking annoying, bro. But I'm glad to see they're doing something about it. That makes me happy. Yeah. I know it's not official. I know. But, you know, hope that it becomes that way. Obviously. So. I know I can't. Excuse me. It's telling me my YouTube is not monetized. Man, sorry. Jesus, it's the allergies. It's got going on in my throat, making me cough. My drink. All right, let's get it cracking. Dun, dun, dun. Bro, what's going on with my screen? My screen's acting crazy. Oh God, don't tell me I gotta do this. Oh, I do. Jesus. Hold on. Bro, stay in screen. Hold on. Now Umamasume being weird. Come on.